Grant County Council.
You are now being recorded.
It is official now. All right, tonight we will be led in prayer by Sheriff Dale Garcia and our Pledge of Allegiance by Mr. Lemming.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we're so grateful for all that you do for us. Lord, we're grateful for the opportunity to gather together to represent our community. We ask that you would be with us tonight, that you would give us wisdom, and that you would help us make decisions that are beneficial to all. Bless this meeting. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, gentlemen. Roll call, please.
Frankel.
Here.
Caudell.
Here.
Hicks.
Have not heard anything.
Kids.
Yes,
Lemming.
Here.
McWirt.
Here.
Scott.
here. Thank you. We'll go into the auditor's report.
You have your general fund balance and your health insurance fund balance. I also provided a copy of the health and life insurance transfers that were approved last year for during the budget, just because it's going to be brought up later when we get to suit 2 and commission as additional appropriations. Okay. So if you have any questions.
Well, I'll just start with, I was asking Angie about the disbursements, and she said there's nothing big that sticks out to her there.
There isn't.
But in the last, compared to last year and the year before, we're a little bit over on that. So I'm just kind of, I guess, wondering or keeping an eye on maybe.
We had a couple of juries. We had state exam fees that were $60,000. You know, that's small compared to what you're looking at, but that's the only thing that really sticks out as a larger expense. Everything else is normal salaries, supplies, contractual services.
Any further questions? So keep this aside.
Yeah, we'll come back to that later.
Alrighty, at your desk you have the approval of minutes, both our joint session with the Grant County Commissioners on January 22nd, as well as our regular session, February 19th. Anybody have any corrections or additions to the minutes? Seeing none, Chair will entertain a motion to approve.
Mr. President, Vice President, I would make a motion to accept the minutes on both dates.
We have a motion by Mr. Lemming. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Mr. Brinkle. No further questions? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Before we begin new business, I would like to take the time to welcome Aaron Caudell, our newest member from County Council District 4. So, Aaron, welcome. Thank you. Glad you could join us, and hopefully this will be a rewarding time for you.
I agree. I think it will be.
Great. All righty, first on the agenda, Kathy Foy, Grant County Recorder.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome, new ones. I just have 2 additional appropriations I need from my perpetuation fund. One of them is for my recorder dues. It's based on my income or my salary, and when I did this budget, I didn't know I was getting another raise, so I'm short about $50. So I need $50 moved to the recorder's dues fund. And then we have 3 conferences coming up. Well, I just went to one. We have 2 more. So I'm need additional $1,500 into my travel and conference fund. All from my perpetuation fund.
Anything further?
That's all I got.
Any questions for Ms. Floyd?
I move for approval as presented.
Motion's been made. We have a second?
Second.
Second. Mr. Lemming? We have a motion and a second. Any public questions or seeing none? Roll call.
McCormick?
Yes.
Lemming?
Yes.
Frankel?
Yes.
Cadell?
Yes.
Hicks?
Yes.
Scott?
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Judge McVicker.
This is more of a formality. I wasn't sure if anybody would be here to present suit two or the commissioners, but Shane's here, so.
Good evening, gentlemen, President. I'm standing before you here for requests additional appropriations for the SOUP 3 salaries as well as the commissioners, FICA, PERF, insurance, and life. You should have the sheet in front of you that spells out the salary additional requests of $133,714. And then the commissioner's part would be the FICA at $10,230, the PERF at $18,990, the insurance at $35,000, and the life at $460, which that total would be $64,680. And I believe these additional appropriations have been advertised. It's more or less a formality to create that position.
Right, and this is where that insurance contribution that I handed out earlier comes into play. When we did our budgets last year, we have already established the amounts that would be distributed into the health fund. So I did advertise the additional for the health insurance and life. I didn't know if you guys wanted to add that to what has already been approved and appropriated, or just leave it as is.
So what was advertised was enough to cover?
What was advertised is enough to cover those two new positions, that's correct. But we have already established how much we were going to contribute as a whole to the insurance fund.
Yes, you
This
may not
would
need to
be-
put that extra
Right,
in there. Yeah.
it's not,
Yeah.
I did advertise it, but it's not necessary.
Right.
Mr. President, I have something that might help on that issue, if I may. It currently looks like public defenders, it says there's 14. By my count, I believe there's 9. We've lost 2, and we're about ready to lose a third one here before long. So that's going to, I think you were budgeted at 245, so I'm not sure,
We still contribute what we've appropriated,
even though.
that's correct. That is correct.
And it's probably going to be vacant for quite some time.
Yeah, we do that every year, based on the count for that office.
And when we do the budget process, you know the numbers at that point, and you kind of establish that fund, insurance fund's budget at that time. So we have an expectation what we'll probably spend. That's the budget amount we use. And then how are we going to fund that? And we have the transfers kind of pre-set through the budgeting process. So even though there are changes throughout the year positions, we go ahead and keep that same money coming in. And then when it comes budget time, you analyze it again to see if you need to change it for the next year. So really no reason to do that change as far as I'm concerned. You just let that piece ride.
That's kind of what I was getting at, because that money's, they're not there.
Yeah, I would just, I would leave the insurance transfer piece out of that, the additional out of that.
To wash.
Just, yeah, leave it at 0 for the insurance piece. And then as the year goes on, you reevaluate at budget time if we need to do something for next year to change it.
So we just need to approve the salary piece then?
Salary, FICA, and
Fire
PERF.
and PERF.
Yeah, just leave insurance and life out of it.
Mr. Commissioner, anything else?
I have nothing regarding this request.
Any questions from the council? Seeing none, Chair will entertain a motion regarding Superior Court 3.
I'll move approval of the additional appropriation from the SOUP, to the SOUP 3 salaries account of $133,714, and additional appropriation in the Commissioner's budget, the general fund for FICA and PERF as stated. whatever that total is, 10,230 and 18,990.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Angie, do you have everything you need?
I do.
Public input? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Goodwart,
Yes.
Hicks,
Yes.
Frankel,
Aye.
Cadell,
Yes.
Lemming, Scott.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
If I could just take a minute of your time and just give a brief update from the Commissioner's office. We have hired a full-time HR coordinator. Her name's Beth Winters. So we welcome her to the team. Appreciate you approving that full-time position. We are fully staffed in our maintenance department. Thank you again for allowing us the opportunity to hire 2 more maintenance men. I mean, the maintenance department's been knocking it out of the park. Currently, we're on the 5th floor, switching over the LED to LED lights. I think there was
90 so far they've changed.
490 lights so far we've changed. We've completed the demolition in the basement to make room for the voting election room, which is now completed. And the clerk has moved from the courthouse to the complex to make the way for the renovation for the referee court. So in summary, there's a room at the courthouse that we're going to use for the referee position. We had some demolition in the complex here in the basement. We've already got the voting machines and everything moved into that room. So we're probably starting today and tomorrow. We'll be at the courthouse making renovation, demolition for that referee court. We're gearing up for an auction in June. We have no date yet, but we got several items that'll be in the auction: furniture, computers, copiers,
Lights.
carts, lights, tons of lights. We did enter into a contract at the commissioners meeting with Channel 27 to provide social media support, which will be a great way to connect the departments to the community. Something that the commissioners saw lacking, just being able to reach the constituents. We did finish a lease maintenance contract with the Applied Copier Company. We're still working on cleaning up 2 outstanding leases. It's kind of been a mess of sorts coming into the office. A couple different, I never would have guessed how much copiers and printers cost at this level. And I kid people that I thought we was going paperless, but we haven't got there yet. But we did clean those leases up and enter into a new lease agreement. Pretty good interest rate. We'd kind of like to buy out. So I may be requesting in April to buy out 2 of the contracts to just go ahead and clean that up altogether. We'll wait and see if there is a cost benefit to that. Still waiting on the numbers. We did enter into a contract for economic development with Augusta Consulting. We've already have a few projects in the work. Looking forward to working with a few council members on the EDC. And like I say, we've already got a couple projects in the works, so we need to get the ball rolling as quick as possible. I know Commissioner Stewart and Augusta Consulting will be attending Select USA. It's a regional workshop that brings international clients that want to bring businesses to the U.S. So he'll be attending that. We have received a few quotes from the Salem Bank roof, which are way better than expected. As you know, the roof on the bank building we was told for a number of years was in pretty bad shape. We did have it quoted out, and it's way less than we expected, so we're still working on that. And then we've entered into, signed a contract as well with Municipal Civil Engineering to start the design phase and building for the training center for the EMS and fire departments. So that's well underway. We haven't we've got a couple different design works, but we're ready to move forward with that project as well. So we've been busy. We appreciate your support, and that's all I have.
Question for you on the Channel 27. What's the arrangement there? I mean, is this something we have to pay for?
Yes, the commissioners are paying for it out of the contractual services. We're paying to have all the departments, not all the departments within the commissioners' purview will have an opportunity daily to post to Channel 27 to make the public aware of what's happening in those offices, such as, Central Dispatch, EMS, Area Plan, Health Department.
Okay, I guess I just don't understand how about what they're doing to charge us? I mean, what's the service?
They're a platform that you would advertise on.
Okay,
So it's like it'd be an advertising fee.
Okay, I guess I'm not quite sure what that is. It's unusual. I guess I'm not used to that.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
When the newspaper covers them, we never pay anything.
Well, the newspaper was only 2 days a week.
Well, I know, I'm just saying in the past, we had newspapers covering you, you didn't have to pay anything, so to speak. You had to pay to advertise things in the paper. But I guess I don't know what this service is.
Yeah, he's gonna work as well as on the commissioner's Facebook page as well, and give opportunity to shine what the commissioners are
So
doing.
it's kind of a marketing tool. that we're paying for.
So, yeah.
Okay. What's the amount of the contract? Do we know what the amount is?
$1,000 a month
$1,000 a month. Okay.
for the commissioner's piece, so.
Okay.
So they will help build our social media platforms?
Yes. Any other questions? It's not uncommon, I believe the city of Marion's using it as well. And it's one of the things at Commissioner Conference that we learned is that with the newspaper dying and the paper, copies dying, that if you're not actively, on social media promoting your county, you're going to be left behind.
Now, are they involved at all as far as putting information on our website?
No,
Any of the YouTube videos, that kind of thing, are they
No,
involved with that at all? That's separate?
That's separate.
Okay.
Currently, that would be the YouTube and the state's website fall underneath the IT's purview.
Do they report on us as well as direct our narrative out?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
Is
We're
it
going to have
both
control
ways?
there, yes.
What length of term did you enter into?
It's a 1-year contract with, I believe, a 30-day out.
Okay.
All the contracts that we've been entering into, we require a 30-day out.
And most of them 1 year. We're just trying to do it a year at a time.
I saw that and I heard you mention, I kind of forgot, I was going to ask you about that. It's unusual for me to see that, so it's something new for us, so. Okay.
I appreciate it. Thanks you.
I do not. Mr. Middlesworth, you're on the agenda for an additional, but I don't see a sheet.
It was all contained in that letter for SUP 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was all together.
Okay. So we can take that also.
Those two are together, actually.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Sheriff Garcia.
Mr. President, members of the council, thank you for having me tonight. And you can also scratch the first part of the old business too. So we're gonna make it a quick night for you tonight, so.
Okay.
You guys should have received a letter that we're requesting. If you remember a few months back, a position was created for a part-time SRO for Eastbrook. That salary is actually paid by Eastbrook. What's happened is it goes to the payment, what goes into the general fund, and we're just needing to transfer the $13,920.04 into our part-time fund so that we can continue paying our other part-time employees, because that's really taking that down. So we're just requesting for that money to be moved over.
And you say you're looking to transfer from one account to another, or you need an additional appropriation?
Well, I'm assuming it's gonna be an additional appropriation since it went into the general fund.
Okay. So we're not really transferring, we're just adding to
Right.
to appropriate the money Eastbrook's paying.
Right, and I'm hoping that next year maybe we can do it a different way. I don't know if that's possible.
This is why I just want to make sure that they're giving us money to pay part of that person's salary,
Right.
so we're appropriating the money to pay them.
Yes.
From what they've given us.
Yep.
Thank you, Sheriff. Any further questions from the council? Seeing none, Chair will entertain a motion. So moved. Motion by Mr. Hicks.
Second.
Second by Mr. Lemming. Public input? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Hicks,
Yes.
Lemming,
Aye.
Frankel, Fennell,
Aye.
McWirt,
Yes.
Scott.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you,
And
Sheriff.
go Cubbies.
Yeah, do better than we did today. It's too early in the morning for them to play good here.
So our first item in old business is scratched. Converse Public Library Board appointment. We have a letter at our desk.
Yes, sir, that's it. Thank you, guys. You have a letter from me. I came to introduce myself. It's been a while since I've been here, and I know you have some new members. I'm Andy Horner. I'm the director for the CONVERSE Public Library. Before you tonight, you have an appointment. Dave Durkis was on my board. He stepped down, and so I needed to fill that. Rachel Boyer agreed to step up and fill that position. Library boards, in case you're not aware, are 7-member boards appointed by various other boards that are not elected themselves. 3 from the school board, 2 from the county council, 2 from the county commissioners. CONVERSE Library is one of like 4 libraries in the entire state. That's a split county library. And so we're a little bit unusual in that I need joint approval from both Miami County and Grant County council commissioners, et cetera, whatever it would be. So typically what happens, we find somebody to fill the position. I send in a report to you with who it is. Again, CONVERSE is a little bit unique because 6 of my 7 board members have to live in Jackson Township, Miami County. So it's a little, I know in the past there's been a waiting period while we advertise for anybody who would want it. I talked with Mr. Kitts about that, really hoping that we can not do that. In my case, I'm not trying to skirt anything, but even if it is advertised here in Grant County, if somebody from Grant County were to do it, you would have to turn them down because my library board has to come from my tax district. I am allowed 1 member from a contracted area, which for me is Richland Township. In my case, that's Elaine Sweet. She's my contract board member. So it also makes it a little bit more difficult when you have a 30-day wait period and Miami County doesn't, because then my appointment forms are coming in at different times. So Mr. Kitts, I know you said he's sick tonight, so we were going to look at that, but I know I mailed this one out in January, I think. So just wanted to ask you to please appoint Rachel to my board, and I'll be back again. I'm always looking for board members. Filling a board is harder and harder anymore, so.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any questions for Mr. Horner?
Andrew?
Yes.
Sure, sorry. Is it just for 2025? Is it a 1-year?
No, it's a 4-year term,
Okay.
and so it'd be 25, 26, 27, and 28. In that case, Dave Durkis's term had expired in December, and so while she is replacing him, she's also doing a full term since it was the very end of his term.
There are no further questions?
I'll move approval as requested.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any public input? Seeing none, roll call, please.
McWhirter,
Yes.
Lemming,
Aye.
Frankel,
Aye.
Cadell,
Aye.
Hicks,
Yes.
Scott.
Aye. Motion passes.
All right, and then if I could get that form before I leave tonight, I've had a lot of trouble with the mail. Peru actually lost I'm behind a month with Peru because the mail, I've had a lot of trouble.
I don't think we have.
If you can, give us a couple of minutes.
Yeah, of
I'm not
course.
sure we will have that, but
It was in the original envelope that I sent with it.
I think
Does he
Greg
have it?
has that. He probably has it like with him.
In his packet.
Right with this.
Okay.
It wouldn't be in his packet. I didn't put it in his packet, but I think he got it like last month.
there's nothing up here from that, so.
Okay.
You have Mr. Kitts' number?
Yeah, I'll reach out to him.
Reach out to him in the
I will
morning.
do- Yep,
Yeah.
all right. Thank you guys very much.
No problem, thank you. All right, reports, resolutions, communications, and general discussion. Any council members have anything that they would like to bring to the body?
I'll just mention on, I believe it was Friday, March the 7th, as a committee, we did meet with the lobbyists. The commissioners were there, and council members were part of that committee. We met with Sydney, I can't think of her last name.
I can't pronounce.
Not sure. Anyway, the lobbyist that we contracted with, we did have a meeting with her that day. And good meeting, a lot of good information discussed. Obviously, they're working on the various topics with the General Assembly, and we'll see what happens. I know I asked quite a few questions, the property tax piece that's going through, and they're working with that. And there's a lot of other topics they're working with as well. Road funding was one of those. The state's behind in paying some road funding like they should be. I guess they're gonna get that caught up at some point, but they're working with that. And there were several topics. Energy was a topic she mentioned. I guess that's the main one I really wanted to mention. So anyway, we did eat with her, and it was a good meeting. So.
I was told by Mr. Kitts that it is okay to announce we do have a referee that has been hired for the new position. Mr. Brian McLean has been hired as our newly appointed Superior Court 3 referee, which if you know Brian, he has been a juvenile referee for a number of years, so has some bench experience coming to us. So that has moved relatively quickly.
We need to replace him then, is that?
Yes. Okay. Yes. So hopefully we will see some cases moving and hopefully some overcrowding taken or dealt with. So anything else? Mr. Middlesworth.
I got one other thing I think it's important to add or note. The area plan's still working through the comprehensive plan. And there is a public workshop at the Grant County Fairgrounds on March the 20th from 5:30 to 7:30. And it's come in and do work through the workshop and then leave. So that was grant funded through the area plan. And like I say, the comprehensive plan is pretty important to the county. It's a tool that we use as commissioners, as council to steer the county in the direction of the comprehensive plan. So tomorrow. Yep. Thanks.
Thank you. Anything further for the good of the order? Seeing none, have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second. We are adjourned.